So today was Velocity Day here at P3, and what we're kind of going after with guys, you know, we're in December right now. This is in probably the end of their build, the beginning of their velocity phase for most guys as they're starting to transition back to the mound. What we're trying to achieve in these Velocity Days is letting guys kind of rev the engine a little bit, find those peaks and valleys, and kind of test the arm, you know, and get attuned to stress. Basically take them through individualized throwing environments in terms of velocity building. And you know, target those drills, target those environments, and then specifically for their needs that we find through our assessment process. You know, what we want guys to do is be able to get the most out of their training. Being able to tailor, you know, certain environments, certain velocity days to them individually is where we find the most benefit for our guys. Especially younger and older guys, we're going to treat them a little bit differently in those environments. In terms of what they need specifically, in terms of how much velocity, or if they just need to kind of get back to that peak shape of where they're at, be able to maintain velocity that they had coming out of the season. So for a lot of guys, like, they just think they can jump into that velocity without having any you know, floor or base built up. You know, what we try to provide those guys leading up to days like this is that on-ramping process, building throwing frequency, building throwing volume in the arm in terms of long toss, number of days per week throwing, adding volume, total number of throws per day to build them up to this, and then kind of letting them add more intensity over time and build up over those weeks leading up to velocity style training. You know, certain types of velocity environments like pull downs or plyo velos, they aren't for everybody. We're able to tailor those specifically to guys that we know that can handle that stress based on the workload that they've, you know, accrued over time, over 6, 10, 12 weeks, you know, leading up to things like this.
Means it looked like, especially for you, like some of your throws that were like your less velos were like the ones that kind of like launched up.
Yeah.
So it's more of a way just to try and keep all this relaxed, because when this all gets tense, you want to lean,
yeah,
and then shoot all the energy out.
When we're doing this too, there's not like, you're not aiming for the mid or anything.
Yeah.
What you ought to do, Habes does a really good job of it. Literally aim right at that thing. Don't just chuck it into the net. Aim right at the gun, because that's like a good height where you can like pull down but not be going straight
still
down.
good at the seams.
Yeah, because the higher that they get, the lower the velocity is. You know what I mean? Like, you just simply can't throw a long toss pitch as hard as you can throw one like this.
Yeah.
The tighter you can get on that gun, the better these numbers will be too.
Yeah.